went to bleeding races, 'twas on the 9th of June, 1862 on a summer's afternoon. I took the bus to Bamberley's and she was heavy laden. Away we went along Collingwood Street, that's on the road to Bleeding.
When the going's getting tough, Newcastle United Mike Ashley, Lee Charnley on the phone to AFC Bournemouth, calling Dr. Jones to try and save the day. I'm sorry to say, but that just screams of desperation to do things on the cheap. Personally, I don't understand the appointment of Graeme Jones. I do understand the other half of it, like he's a Geordie, he understands the culture of the club, but that doesn't mean that the sinking ship's going to turn anytime soon. It's still a negative appointment because Steve Bruce is still the manager, and I don't understand why he's still here. We might as well turn into AFC Bournemouth. We've already taken their players and now we're on to their coaching staff. We might as well take a Jason Tindall with Graeme Jones and get rid of Steve Bruce, if that's the route we're going down. We might as well turn into AFC Bournemouth the second. We might as well rent out Bournemouth Stadium. We might as well get a new red and black away kit. We might as well have a share in AFC Bournemouth. I'm sure Mike actually has some sort of share in AFC Bournemouth because we're totally obsessed with that club. And why we're going back to the Championship for coaches, I will never know. Don't get me wrong. I hope he does well and I hope it works out. But for me, it's a cheap appointment. Rather than bring in a first team coach, Chelsea the other day got rid of Frank Lampard. Brutal. Robert Abramovich, you lose a few games, you're out the door. You look at Steve Bruce so far, you can't look at the table but think we're in serious trouble. We're getting relegated. We're 16th in the Premier League. We could drop to 17th place tonight if Brighton win against Fulham. And we are slowly returning back to the Championship. Rather than replace Steve Bruce with a new head coach, he decides to keep him on. No win in 11 games in all competitions. 5 straight defeats in the Premier League, and yet Steve Bruce still keeps his job and he brings in Graeme Jones. It's a waste of money, in my opinion. That money was better spent on a new manager or a new head coach. I think at Newcastle these days it's head coach. Why bring in Graeme Jones? Why bring him in when you could just get rid of a lot of them? Get rid of Steve Bruce and the other Steves and bring in a young coach like Frank Lampard who wants to learn the game. Bring in an Eddie Howe. Bring in a manager who wants to learn, who wants to play fast attacking football rather than sideways backwards football, which we play under Steve Bruce. I just don't understand what the club are trying to do. We're playing a serious game here. It's a dangerous one at that by Mike Ashley, and he knows that. He's gambling on the appointment of Graeme Jones in order for his experience to keep us in the Premier League. Well, if you look at his track record, I'm there to be worried about it. Our Premier League status is hanging by a thread. But anyway, I'll talk about that in a second. I'll read out the statement by Newcastle United Football Club, NUFC.co.uk. If you want to watch the full interview, go on the website. And if you want to check out the full section of what he's had to say, then I will leave that link down below in the description. So this is what the statement has had to say this morning. You will see this afternoon or this evening. Newcastle United can confirm the appointment of Graeme Jones to the club's first-team coaching staff. Gateshead-born Jones becomes an assistant to Steve Bruce and will work alongside Steve Agnew, Stephen Clements and Steve Harper. Academy head of coaching Ben Dawson will remain with the Magpies first team until the end of the season. Jones joins his boyhood club from AFC Bournemouth, where he was assistant to Cherry's boss Jason Tindall. Jones has said this: "I am proud to be here at the team I supported as a boy and all of my life. During my playing and coaching career, it has always been the first result I would look out for after my own. Now, I've hopefully got a chance to have a direct influence on results and the future of the football club, which is something I am excited for." Newcastle United head coach Steve Bruce said, "I am delighted to welcome Graeme on board. He is vastly experienced. I could tell speaking to him that he is hugely passionate about the club and very keen to join us. He is from here and has been away for 35 years, so the opportunity to come in and give us a hand is one he has jumped at." So that is the thoughts of Graeme Jones and Steve Bruce. My opinions on Graeme Jones, well, if you look back at his managerial career, he's only had one job, and that was Luton Town. When the gun got tough, he left by mutual consent, so he didn't stick around, which is not a good thing in terms of being a first team coach. When the gun's getting tough, you want to stick around regardless, especially if you're just learning the game and if you haven't had many clubs. In terms of his playing career, well, he played for North Shields, he's played for some other local clubs. I wouldn't say that his CV is glistening, and that's where I'm a little bit concerned about the appointment of Graeme Jones, that this might not work out for the long term. I don't believe it's the correct appointment, but listen, I'll welcome Graeme Jones with open arms in terms of he's a Geordie. You want him to succeed, but it was better just to bring in a new head coach that was going to get the best out of this squad. And I've said it before on record, we've got a good squad. I believe in all of the players, their abilities, their attributes, what they bring to the club, but they can't go forward under Steve Bruce in the football that we're playing. Graeme Jones, well, what's he going to bring? I would really like to know what he brings to Newcastle United Football Club in terms of a long-term plan. We'll only have to wait and see, but Graeme Jones has been appointed as part of the first team coaching picture. Let me know what you think about that down below in the comment section. I hope it works out for you, and we'll go from there. But let's hope that we can get rid of Steve Bruce, because for me, that's not going to change my opinion. I still want him out, and rather than waste money on other coaches, it was better just to get rid of Steve Bruce at the first opportunity. We're still a laughingstock, and we'll continue to be a laughingstock while we keep making these dodgy decisions. Anyway, in the meantime, make sure you hit the like button, you subscribe to the channel for regular content, turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload from myself. I'm very close to 3,600 subscribers, less than 15 away now, so if you can hit that subscribe button, then it would help me along the road to that. Put your comments down below of your thoughts and opinions, and yeah, thank you so much for watching. Keep it tuned, and how are the lads?
I want